Let's talk about barn swallows. Now, barn swallows are the most widespread type of swallow in the world, found on every continent except for Antarctica most of the time. Some very lost migratory swallows have been occasionally spotted on Antarctica, but most of the time they're not found there. Barn swallows are a very social bird, and most of the time they can be found in at least small groups, and most of the time they also nest together. They're probably the most well known for the types of nests that they build, which is made of mud and saliva. They are called the barn swallows because most of the time they do nest in these man-made structures, largely barns, but not always. Historically, they would nest on things like cliff sides or other rock formations, but now they've pretty much entirely moved to urban settings, nesting in and around large buildings. They have a somewhat mutualistic relationship with humans. Humans kind of allow them to stick around and to nest on the buildings because they are pretty good pest control. They eat quite a lot of flying insects, which are considered to be pests, so they're pretty good at keeping the insect numbers down. They do also occasionally, in more wild settings, form a mutualistic relationship with ospreys as well. Ospreys eat pretty much entirely fish, so these barn swallows have nothing to fear from the ospreys themselves, and additionally, nesting close to a large bird of prey offers them some protection from other predators. And then, in return, again, they kind of keep the area free from annoying insects. Barn swallows are pretty heavily migratory. They spend the majority of the warmer breeding season in the northern hemisphere, and then when the weather starts to get colder, they make their way down south. And then when the weather starts to warm up again, they make their way back up north, usually to the same or nearby breeding sites that they were at in the previous year, often reusing the same mud nests if they're still in good condition.